From being insulted over her appearance to being struck in the face twice, the charges levied against Conor McGregor by an alleged childhood friend were nothing to be taken lightly. In fact, the woman claimed that she had to jump off the Irishman's birthday yacht to ensure her safety. However, she has since announced that she does not want to pursue the matter any further. Allegedly, the woman who'd previously accused McGregor of assaulting her on his yacht had been a friend of his since they were kids. She claimed that the two of them grew up in the same neighborhood and rekindled their friendship at one of the many birthday celebrations McGregor had thrown for himself in his birthday month, July 2022. McGregor would then invite the woman back to his yacht for yet another celebration. Things went pretty smoothly, according to her, until the next morning. That's when the pro fighter became irate with her, insulted her for the way she looked, and struck her in the face twice. Now, the details of the case are pretty fuzzy, primarily because Kessler's Associates, the law firm representing McGregor in the matter, have only ever made one statement following the allegations, and that is that the pro fighter's nothing but innocent in the matter. Doesn't really give us much insight into his side of things, right? But if the woman were to be believed, then she'd just been struck in the face by a professional fighter.
Far enough away from danger as he starts teeing off.
Brandao looks hurt. Brandao looks hurt. This could be the end.
Big left.
This could be an early stoppage. Another first round for McGregor. This could be it.
That is it. It is all over. Conor McGregor.
Hardly a fair fight. She claimed that the only real way she could ensure her safety with an alleged violent man on top of his boat in the middle of the ocean was to jump off. If you thought that sounded bad, it only gets worse. She's been a victim of 2 more crimes since. Now the question is, were the other 2 crimes associated with the charges she'd filed against McGregor? I'm inclined to think so, and here's why. The charges were filed shortly after the alleged incident, but the details of the case were made public or received more mainstream attention when MMA Junkie posted a video about it earlier this year. On January 19th, the woman's car was set on fire, and on February 15th, she had a brick thrown through her window. It seems a bit too well-timed for any of it to be a coincidence, don't you think? Samantha Murphy, the Dublin resident who claimed she'd been assaulted by McGregor, would later redact the charges she'd filed against him in court, 5 days after the second incident. When her lawyer was asked to comment on the situation, all he said was that Ms. Murphy wanted to discontinue the case and that no other details could be made public at this time. Meanwhile, Conor is in Las Vegas shooting the 31st season of The Ultimate Fighter. The professional fighters all set to take on Michael Chandler in the fall of 2023, which would be his first major bout since suffering from a bad leg break against Dustin Poirier in July. I'm sure everyone has the same question on their mind. Why'd he allegedly do it? I don't think you need to look at the whys and the hows of an alleged assault to call it what it is. However, just in case you were wondering, even Samantha Murphy doesn't know exactly what triggered the pro fighter. According to the 42-year-old, who'd initially refused to be named in police reports, McGregor became irate with her in the early morning hours of July 15, 2022, over nothing. Well, she said he'd awoken in a bad mood and picked a fight with her. After she retaliated, he insulted her and kicked her in the face before striking her in the chin. This was when the yacht was moored off the Balearic Island of Formentera, Spain. Murphy then had to jump off the deck to ensure her safety. But he didn't just stop there. Instead, McGregor threatened to go after her in the water. She said that he looked over at her and said, "I'll drown you. Who do you think you are?" Murphy swam to the nearest Red Cross boat she could find, and reports published in the Spanish journal Ultima Hora claimed that she was visibly shaken. She'd initially identified McGregor as her assailant to Guardia Police, which prompted an initial investigation right then and there, but later claimed that he hadn't assaulted her and said she only wanted to be able to get home. The case was dropped and then reopened by Murphy when she went back to Dublin, where her lawyers filed a proper motion of assault against the professional fighter and stated that he'd broken her arm and severely bruised her. You'd think defending himself against an assault case would be the biggest thing on McGregor's mind right now, but frankly, I have a feeling he's getting used to being the defendant in several cases. This includes multiple cases of assault and one case of assault. McGregor's no stranger to controversy. An argument can be made that he thrives on being the subject of it. Actually, there's a news story involving the Irishman just about every day, and while several of them can be chalked off as marketing gimmicks and promotional stunts to further his brand and career,
Alvarez getting loose, getting better here in this round, though.
Oh, man.
Until that.
Oh, he's done. He's done.
History has been made. Conor McGregor is the UFC lightweight champion.
some charges are a lot more serious, especially assault. Murphy actually joins a long list of people who've sued the professional fighter. Machine Gun Kelly might not have sued him, but he could have made a pretty compelling case against McGregor, especially since the Irishman attacked him out of nowhere at the September 2021 MTV Music Award. Luckily, he was held back from doing any actual damage. Francesco Facchinetti wasn't as lucky. The DJ accused McGregor of breaking his nose in an unprovoked assault, and Artem Lobov claims that McGregor's been holding back on giving him his due share in establishing their whiskey label, Proper Number 12. The retired Russian fighter claimed that the two of them had been close for a while and that he was the one who came up with the idea. McGregor piggybacked off of it, and the two agreed that he'd be the face of the brand since he had more star power. But the Irishman ended up steamrolling operations and completely kicked out Lobov from the company. So yeah, McGregor's legal team has been kept busy recently. The most serious charge, however, would have to be the 2018 assault charge. Karen Kessler's made a career for herself defending McGregor from any and all charges that are filed against him, and in response to the alleged assault charge made in 2018, she claimed that her client does not respond to rumors, effectively dismissing the entire thing. But the charges filed were very serious. Allegedly, McGregor had invited a woman back up with him to the penthouse suite at the Beacon Hotel in Dublin, where he was a regular patron. This was in December 2018, and the victim filed charges almost immediately. However, strict Irish laws instruct journals not to publish the names of the accused and their posts until they've been convicted, and this kept McGregor's scandal from blowing up. And to think, for 3 whole months, the Irish Times ran the story with a well-known sportsman. Anyway, the New York Times eventually caught wind of the story, and they decided to include every detail, including McGregor's identity. The case was sensationalized by their expose in 2019, and was further sensationalized by the extreme level of abuse the victim had allegedly suffered. A senior official claimed that the woman was too scared to file the report on her own, and that a friend of hers had to be the one to file it. However, the alleged victim had since been cooperating with police. McGregor since allowed for DNA samples of his to be taken and matched with those at the scene of the alleged assault. That's the news on all the controversy that's been surrounding the Irishman recently, and the one case that won't make its way to court.